Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Maya Ka'ala with the brothers of Jeshurun the Upright, coming at you with a video to strengthen up your spirit, to build yourself up in this truth. So the title of this video is going to be called "You're an Israelite, so what's next?" So coming into the truth, we have a lot of different battles that we deal with, a lot of things, a lot of scrutiny that we face from whether it be our family. Of course, the world is going to scrutinize us, but these are the crucial steps that you must take, or really just understand, before you can fully blossom into a righteous man, a righteous woman, and so forth. So before we get started, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. That's all praise to the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, God, and his son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So we're going to kick it off with Genesis 33 and 28. Because you need to understand, what does it mean to be an Israelite? What is an Israelite? What does the name Israel mean? So this is Genesis 33, 32 and 28. And it says, "And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed." So when Jacob wrestled with that angel to receive his blessing, the Lord said, you're not going to be called Jacob no more. So just like how, we have our names that, our parents have surnamed us, whether your last name is Jones or Jackson, it's no more going to be called that. It's going to be called Israel, because Israel means prince that has power with God. So it's a special thing to call yourself an Israelite. It's a special thing to understand that you are an Israelite, because the world they don't understand. They don't have a grasp of this knowledge that the Most High has bestowed upon us. So with knowing that and applying the wisdom that you receive from the Lord, you will become a great individual. That's where you will start becoming successful, being the person that you want to be in righteousness. As long as it's along the confines of what the Most High God and his will, then you can't do no wrong, So you have to just understand and build off of this foundation right here, that what does it mean to the Lord? Y'all's connection together is more important than trying to get that new job, trying to run up a whole bunch of money, You gotta start thinking about these things, because all of these things are gonna come along as you continue to walk in this truth. Let's get another one. 1 Peter 2 and 9. First Peter, let's jump up one. Let's jump up a few verses. This 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse number 2. "As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." So just as a newborn baby comes into the world and he doesn't desire a steak, the milk of the scriptures is the basic principles of keeping the commandments, being obedient to the Lord. That's the milk of the scriptures. So you have to build your foundation off of these principles to continue to blossom into this truth. So, but let me jump down to verse number 9. "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praise of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." So we are a prince that has power with God. That's what Israel means. We are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a peculiar people unto the Lord. And now he has called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Because we were all once ignorant. We were all misled via the churches, the ways of this world, the philosophies of Babylon. We've all been led astray, and we've all been in darkness, but the Lord has called us out of that darkness into his marvelous light. So now we see things different. We have a different way of viewing things that the world deems acceptable. So it's special. Understand, this is it's a worldly proverb. They say, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown," because it's a true statement. If it was easy to profess yourself to be an Israelite amongst a world that hates Israelites, and I like to say this all the time, like when I first came into the truth, the scrutiny that I got was, what's the word I'm looking for? Unsurmountable. Like, it was unfathomable. And I would ask the question, like, was Jesus Christ an Israelite? They don't even know that the people that they scrutinize the most, they profess to love the man that professes himself to be an Israelite. Like, it's hard to understand, but this is what you have to know moving forward in this truth. So it's a special thing to call yourself an Israelite. And you see it all through the scriptures. Let's grab another one. You can go all over the scriptures and see and just understand and see how the Lord feels about the Israelites. That's why it's not light to just, oh, I'm an Israelite, and you go on about your day. No, it's something that the Lord requires of you. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse number 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. When we were growing up in school, they taught us that every man was created equal. And I believed it. You know, they always say we all bleed red, and I put one leg into my pants just like how I do the other one, just like how everybody else does. But that's the furthest from the truth. The Lord said that we are special, that we are above all people upon the face of the earth. So if this is how the Lord looks at you, how much more should you look at yourself? So this is just more confirmation to move like the righteous king, the righteous princess that you were made to be like. Let me get another one. Joshua chapter 1 and verse number 8. Because you can't lose sight of the prize. You can't lose sight of what's to come. Don't get lost in the sauce, basically. Don't get dismayed or and get caught up with the cares of the world, because that's just gonna throw you off your pivot, man. And you need to focus. This is Joshua 1 and verse number 8. One of my favorite precepts in the whole Bible. One of them, too many. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. You can ask the brothers. You can ask the brothers that I fellowship with, that I congregate with, that I do the work with. This is one of the precepts that I pull out every single camp, because a lot of people like to focus on different things to meditate on. You know, that's essentially idolatry that'll get you destroyed. But the book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Thou shalt meditate therein day and night. These are the things that you should wake up and think, how can I further please the Lord today? What can I do where, well, this is the better term. How can I offend less? That's the term that that I'm looking for. How can you offend less? When I first came into the truth, I was so zealous and 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 yearning to strive for righteousness, and I'm still striving for righteousness today. I'm not perfect at all, but don't lose sight of what's to come, because we all chasing the kingdom. We can't forget that. We all want to be of the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we make it. But this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. It just can't. But that's when you're going to be prosperous. A lot of people think I got to be the first one in the gym, the last one to leave. I'm going to make it. Man, if you apply that same stance, if you apply that same wisdom to the wisdom, to the knowledge of the Lord, to keeping his commandments, that's when you're going to be prosperous. That's when you're going to have good success. You think good success is just going to fall in your lap. You just got to wake up and it's going to fall in your lap. No, you have to do something for the Lord. So to read on in Joshua, now this is the cold part, because we the only people on earth that feel like that don't know that we the Israelites. And then, for example, you tell somebody that they're Israelite, they be like, oh, I knew that already. Like, brother, when was you gonna tell me? Or if you go to another part of the world, they know that we're the Israelites. They know the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we're the Israelites. Just like how Rahab, when you continue reading in Joshua, just how Rahab knew that we was the Israelites. But peep how Rahab went about it. This is Joshua chapter 2 and verse number 1. Now Joshua, the son of Nun, sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into the harlot's house named Rahab and lodged there. So they were sent to spy out the land of Shittim, and they met Rahab. So I'm going to jump down. Now this is Rahab talking to the men. She say, and this is Joshua chapter 2 and verse number 9. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all of the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Rahab the harlot seen these boys. She said, oh, I heard about y'all. I heard how the Lord didn't drive up the Red Sea for y'all. Y'all them Israelites. Y'all them guys for real. That's how the world looks at us, but we can't even understand that we're them same people. He said no man even had the courage. No man, they lost all their courage when they seen that. That's how special it is to understand and know that you're an Israelite, man. So putting all these things together, now you have to apply. Not only do you keep the commandments, but you apply the wisdom, because it's a different thing. It's separate, because you could be knowledgeable. You can know all the precepts. You can know the end time prophecy. You can know the deep, dark parables. You can know all types of breakdowns, but you unprofitable unto yourself. You can't even apply the wisdom that comes along with keeping the commandments. That's what you need to focus on. Understanding that you're an Israelite. Understand how special you are to the Lord. Understand how special you are and how other nations look at you. Understand what you need to do to make it to the kingdom. That's keep the commandments. And now you apply these things to become a righteous individual. This is Proverbs chapter 4 and verse number 7. Now, this isn't going to be a long video. This is going to be just something to build your spirit up. This is Proverbs chapter 4 and verse number. This whole chapter is nice, man. But I'm going to go ahead and just jump down to verse number 7. 5. I'm sorry. This is Proverbs 4 and 5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not. Neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not. That's the wisdom. And she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So, get wisdom, and don't forsake her, because wisdom is equated to a woman. You have to work for wisdom, just like how you have to work for a woman. Wisdom isn't just gonna give herself unto you, just like how a woman isn't. You have to work for wisdom and understand and show wisdom that you actually desire to have her. Because a lot of people don't have wisdom, and that's something that comes along with keeping the commandments of God. That makes you a powerful individual. What's a worldly proverb? A worldly proverb is knowledge is power, and it truly is when you talking about the knowledge of the Lord. Because what knowledge can match up with the Lord's? None. So, with the wisdom being the principal thing, you have to apply that wisdom, and with all that wisdom, you get understanding. You understand what's going on now. But like I was saying earlier, like you can have all this knowledge, all this wisdom, and you couldn't even apply it to yourself. That's how, knowing that you're an Israelite, you have to make sure that you do that. Don't just keep the commandments. No, apply the wisdom. Apply what you're learning, and try to see it and try to apply it in your day-to-day life. This is Sirach 37 and 19, and it reads, there is one that is wise and teaches many, and yet is unprofitable to himself. Don't be that brother. Don't be that sister that has all this wisdom but is unprofitable to himself. He don't even know how to apply it. You just teaching everybody that you're an Israelite, keep the commandments, but you're not applying it. Don't be that brother. This is Sirach, because Sirach is, a beautiful wisdom book. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse number 4. Wisdom hath been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. The word of God Most High is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. That was plain. The wisdom is a fountain. So go ahead and drink from that fountain, man, and apply this everlasting wisdom to keep these commandments. That's everlasting. If you want to be, if you want to be the man of God that you strive to, that you yearn to be, that you strive to be, this is what you have to do. This is Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. If you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. It's not going to be easy. I say this all the time, if it was easy, everybody would be keeping the commandments. But this is the condition of the battle. Make sure that you prepare yourself for temptation, because it's coming. But you have to gird up your loins and put on that breastplate of righteousness, like Paul was talking about. Let's keep going, man. Sirach is just beautiful book, man. Sirach 6 and 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. So This is what you have to be putting your mind on. Not when the new Jordans that just came out. Who about to win? Who about to win the All-Star game? Whatever JB wrapped up in nowadays. Let your mind be on the ordinance of the Lord continually, man. And then he's gonna establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. You could pray for anything. You could pray for riches. You could pray for health, but don't forget to pray for wisdom, because that's gonna keep you grounded in these last days. So, with that being said, let us not forget. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. We're gonna put a bow on it just like this. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. This is Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So, with that being said, brothers and sisters, I hope that you learned something today. I hope that you apply these scriptures and continue to endure and strive for righteousness, because we're living in the last days. I want to say all praise to the Most High God Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. Shalom.
And it was easy to leave, easier than Sunday morning. It really was. When I got over the morning, and I was hoping you change, cause black freedom's a blessing, so let it live. But you wanted the world and I ain't have that to give.